Greetings. I'm Dr. Susan Eliason, and I am the coordinator for the Childhood Studies minor. I'm delighted you're interested in the minor, and hopefully in the near future, Bridgewater State will have Childhood Studies as a major. The purpose of the presentation is to provide you with information about childhood studies so that you can make an informed decision when planning courses you would like to take at Bridgewater State. So to help with this, I'm going to show a PowerPoint presentation as I'm talking, and you will be able then to read the slides, and I will give some explanation. So the first one is why consider the minor, and I'm going to give you some good reasons. First of all, here is a description to define childhood studies. Childhood studies provides a holistic, integrated approach to understanding life experiences, cultural representations, and social constructions of children. And the purpose is, I'm not going to read the whole slide for you, is to understand the challenges children face both globally and locally, and to prepare you for possible careers in education, social services, law, healthcare, marketing, or other fields. Since the minor was introduced in 2015, we average about 60 Bridgewater State students as minors, and they're enrolled in other majors. Most of our students are psychology majors, and other majors with significant numbers would include elementary and early childhood education, social work, sociology, and communication disorders. Students value the minor because, and these are quotes from students. I was able to capture them from their capstone portfolios that they create in Childhood Studies 400. And this is what they report. That Childhood Studies gave them a holistic picture of children. They learn more about cultural diversity and to be respectful of cultural differences. They also found that it would be valuable, especially because they want to work with families in a clinical setting. Another student who liked to be a guidance counselor reported that helping children with their troubles is one of the most important things they could do. And by taking a variety of courses in the Childhood Studies minor, they feel better prepared to help children in the future. This student would like to be a licensed mental health counselor. They felt it was important that they understood how psychology, language development, and the arts contribute to supporting childhood. And they go on to explain how it was specifically important for them in their future field. To help students and help you as you go through the minor, we have events on campus, usually once or twice during a school year. This event was in March of 2019, and a child life specialist from Providence, as well as a Bridgewater State faculty member who was a school adjustment counselor for many years, spoke to a group of interested students about what careers would look like in those two fields. The students that attended really found the information valuable as they reported on their evaluations, as well as engaging. The speakers were really quite good. So what is a childhood studies minor? It allows you to explore the lives of children using interdisciplinary research and practices. And it does prepare you, as I said before, for work in things like education or academics, public policy or law, social services, youth programming, healthcare settings, the arts, and education. The minor is 19 credits. The first course most students take is the introductory course. Then they take one humanities elective. They take 2 courses in the social, behavioral, or natural sciences, and they take 2 courses from the College of Education and Health Studies, and then conclude the minor with a capstone. So the first course is Introduction to Childhood Studies. And if I've at all made you curious, I would really recommend taking this course when you're a sophomore, as you do have to complete English 102. The course is a speaking intensive course, so it does help to meet your general education or core requirements. And each semester there are typically 3 sections, 2 fully online and 1 that meets on campus. And here's a picture of myself and one of the other professors that teaches the intro course. Dr. McQuarrie, the woman on the left, is a music professor, and I teach in early education and care program within the Department of Elementary and Early Childhood Education. So, what do students say about Introduction to Childhood Studies? Here's what one student wrote, again, when they were reflecting upon courses in the capstone course. That in this course they did projects like reading a chapter and doing summaries. They did a presentation showing how children are alike yet different. And this particular student focused on all children dance yet differently. And the last assignment is a poster presentation assignment. And the students in the fall participate in the Universal Children's Day events on campus and share their posters. And here's some pictures from the Universal Children's Day that was held on November 20th, 2019. These are 2 of my students presenting their poster to the College of Education and Health Science Dean, Dr. Joe Hoffman. So when I ask students I teach an introductory section of childhood studies, and I ask them what they would remember about the course a year from now and why. And what do students say? They think that they're going to remember most is Universal Children's Day and creating a poster with a group of other students. Again, here's an example of the poster. You can see the research that goes into it, and I just think this poster looks amazing, and you can see the pride in the student's face. Another student reported they really liked how they could openly discuss viewpoints and opinions and why that was important. It really made this student realize how lucky they were to live in the United States, even if the child care system still needs a lot of work. And I, of course, had another photo from Universal Children's Day that I wanted to share. And here are 2 students, part of a group that presented a poster about how children are taught and how schools could improve in the area of educating children with special needs. One thing I like to tell students if they are interested in childhood studies, that it is quite important for you to save all of your assignments as you go, and using something like Google Drive so that when you get to the capstone, you're well prepared. So as I've mentioned, childhood studies has an interdisciplinary approach. That means that you take courses from a variety of disciplines or professions. And here it was what one student wrote. So you'll have a choice of many courses each semester that would fulfill not only the childhood studies minor, they would probably fulfill coursework in your major and or coursework in the core curriculum. So the first area where you select one course is humanities. And in humanities, typically the courses are from English or theater or dance, and you would select one of the courses. Here's what's offered in the fall in terms of courses. And students reflect upon each course in the capstone. And here's examples of what this student learned in topics in children's literature, that they really found out that as a college student, their way of thinking, making decisions, and planning were very different than how they would operate as a child. And they came to that realization, so it really allowed them to have a better perspective on children and representations of children. The next set of electives you have are the social, behavioral, and or natural science electives. Here you would select courses from anthropology, criminal justice, psychology, social work, or sociology. And for most students, it's fulfilling requirements within their major, or again, like I said, the core requirements for the college. Here is a listing of the possibilities for fall 2020. And this would be a reflection, I'm not sure what happened with this slide, but of a developmental course, which a lot of students take. So I'll move on. This is the selection from the College of Education and Health Sciences. And many students here can select courses from communication disorders, early childhood education, early education and care, elementary education, nutrition, physical education, or special education. And in the fall, this is the listing of courses and options available to students, as well as how they're delivered. As you can see, we have a nice mix of online courses as well as courses that meet face-to-face. And I wanted to put in a picture of some students that were from the College of Education and Health Sciences. In March of 2019, I went with this group of students to a professional education conference for early education and care. And the students were volunteers at the conference, so they helped the conference organizers with whatever they needed help with. And in return, the students got to experience what it's like to be a professional and attend a conference where they would receive professional development. And they were able to hear a variety of speakers and talk with vendors as well. Here's a reflection on a student that took the Introduction to Special Education course and what they learned in that particular course. They found that the class really opened their eyes to a whole new level of what it was like to work with children with special needs. They were able to observe in 2 different classrooms, and from the observations, realized how important it is for the school and family to work together so that the child is best served. So in the fall, we have some new additions that would also work as College of Education and Health Science electives. And the one that you may be most interested in is a first-year seminar. And I would highly recommend taking it if you're at all curious. The course is taught by Dr. Duquette, and he had years of experience working with adolescent children as a school adjustment counselor. And his enthusiasm and excitement of working with children is so evident, and I know that you would leave the course really knowing more about possible careers with a minor in childhood studies, as well as having worked on your writing skills within the course. I always offer a special topics course in the fall. It's a course supporting social emotional learning. And last spring, I offered a course that was a study course. So the course was called Listening to Children in Trinidad. It was a study abroad course. Myself and the students, the 3 students, spent 10 days in an interdisciplinary field school in Port of Spain, Trinidad, at Fonzamon's Community Restoration Project. And you can see our sponsor there from the school, plus we were at a high school, and the high school principal is also in the picture as well. So the students did a research project with youth in Trinidad to gain their perspective on what it's like to grow up as a child in Trinidad. We were at a high school where the students led a focus group with a class of Trinidad high school students to learn more about childhood in Trinidad. And it was really a transformative experience for the students. So if you've taken the introductory course, you've taken all your interdisciplinary electives, then you would be ready for the capstone course, which is the finale. In this course, you create an electronic portfolio which highlights projects completed in the courses taken. You write reflective essays and really tie it all together. This course meets twice on campus and the rest is online. Well, I appreciate you listening and considering childhood studies as a minor. And if you have questions, here's my contact information. It's Eliason@bridgew.edu. And if you're ready, you can declare childhood studies as your minor on the Program of Study Declaration form. Often I have to sign those, so you would return it to me at my email address. Thanks and best wishes.